Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for yet another video. I appreciate that, and as always, I appreciate you. So, just when you think, possibly the worst is over as far as, major hurricanes or hurricanes in general as far as hitting the U.S., I come across this story here, and it says a tropical depression or tropical storm may form in the Caribbean Sea, or Gulf of Mexico by this weekend could pose a threat to the U.S. Gulf Coast. So let's take a look at this video here real quick.
Now have Invest 90L, a broad area of low pressure that is formed over the southwest Caribbean, and it's an area we're watching for development. Now this system could become a tropical depression within the next few days and bring a surge of heavy rain into the Gulf. Now the area where it could develop is highlighted here in orange, and this is an area with favorable conditions for development. That includes water temperatures that are very warm, both at the surface and also deep below the surface. As the system moves into the Gulf, regardless of whether it develops or not, it is going to bring some heavy rain into areas, potentially Louisiana, across the Gulf, into parts of Florida. Some of these areas have already had significant amounts of rainfall recently, so this could become a problem. This is an area that we typically find development in during this time of year. And remember, we still have more of the tropical season to go. It lasts through the end of November, and we often see a peak in the beginning of October.
Alright, so there you have it with that video.
Time staffing wants to point you toward a...
And let's get down. Now see, the good thing about that, as I was watching that video, is it does look like, for the most part, it's going to avoid Texas, where they definitely do not need any more tropical storms or whatever. I don't know. I don't think this is going to turn into a hurricane. It didn't say it was, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But at the very least, it's going to be a tropical depression or a tropical storm that's supposed to be forming by this weekend in the western Caribbean Sea, or the Gulf of Mexico. So this feature, now dubbed Invest 9L, is located in the southwest Caribbean. Interests in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, western Cuba, and U.S. Gulf Coast should monitor the progress of this system. So there's not really... It says here, the disturbance now dubbed Invest 90L by the National Hurricane Center is currently located in the southwestern Caribbean Sea and is expected to slingshot northward through this week and into the upcoming weekend. So here you got this highlighted area, as we were seeing on the video there. So they're thinking it's going to make its way up in here to the Caribbean. It's not actually good news, because Texas probably going to avoid the majority of this storm if it does form. But the bad news is Louisiana, Georgia, Florida. I mean, all these areas are possibly going to get hit again, especially Florida too. It doesn't need any more rain or any more storms. So. But it goes on to say the environmental conditions over the Western Caribbean Sea and southern Gulf of Mexico are already favorable for development. So obviously the waters are warm. It's very favorable for this system to develop. So it's probably going to develop into at least a tropical depression or tropical storm by this weekend. Now it says the upper level high pressure of the northern Gulf Coast is expected to weaken as the southward plunge into jet stream carves into the central U.S. So therefore the tropical disturbance is expected to be pulled north into the Gulf of Mexico, steered by the upper level high pressure center near or east of the Bahamas and what is known as the Central American Gyre. I probably pronounced that wrong, which assists 90L northward. More on the gyre is located at the bottom of this article. So here it says steer system north into the Gulf. So there's a question mark here. But it's good news. Texas probably not going to feel anything from this storm. Maybe some rain or whatnot. But Florida, and all Georgia or Louisiana, Georgia. I mean, all these areas around here are definitely going to get hit by this, and we just don't need any more right now, especially here in the U.S. But you know, even the peninsula in Mexico here is suspected to get a good amount of rainfall as well. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be about it. Oh, what's this right here? Oh, okay. So this is basically, okay. That's not really anything that needs to be shared, but yeah, I wanted to share this with you real quick. You know, just to give you guys a heads up. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this, and I'll definitely report any updates as this storm forms, if it forms, and where it is actually going to end up. But we'll definitely know by this weekend for sure what's going to happen with this storm. But you know, nowhere on in the south coast or east coast do we need any more rain or storm surges or anything to deal with severe weather. We just don't need it. You know, everyone's still trying to recover and put everything back together, and here comes another storm. So again, I wanted to share this to give you guys a heads up. And be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I do appreciate you guys for supporting the channel and watching these videos. Have a blessed day.